That's a bet. That's a bet.
Let's
Welcome to
get
another
it.
episode of Share the Vibes Podcast. I'm your host, Jink the DJ, founder CEO of Share the Vibes LLC. Glad to have you with us for another episode with another special guest because you know every guest is special. Ain't nothing changed. It's still the same. So, hey, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure you hit like, share, subscribe, comment below, click that bell so you know when we post. I'm going to share with somebody who needs to hear the conversation because you know somebody who needs to hear the conversation. And if right now you on the fence, you don't know if they need to hear it, you'll know by the end. So share it anyhow. Don't be like that, man. Share the conversation. Share the vibes. Don't be stingy. So appreciate y'all for rocking with us as always. We're looking forward to this. This is gonna be a good one. With a guy I've been knowing for quite some time now. So looking forward to getting into it today. But before we do all that good stuff, I always gotta check in with the visionary himself, Mr. Mwanje. How you doing, brother?
How you doing, man? What's going on, y'all? Yeah, man, it's been it's winding down. The time is winding down. Our seniors are about to get ready to leave in the next 2 weeks. Their last day is May 22nd, and then everybody else is June 3rd, June 4th for makeup days, and then our last day as teachers is June 5th. So the time is winding down. It's winding down. I'm excited. I'm ready for this heat to come. It's been two still a little frosty. It's not that frosty, but it's a little frosty. So I'm just waiting for it all to come on full circle. Like I said, I'm a June baby, so I'm a summer baby, so I'm ready for this sun, this heat to come on. We can go outside and enjoy this fresh air and get ready for this festival.
Yeah, I'm July, so I feel you on that one, man. Yeah, y'all got about
July gang. You know, we all in here July.
There it is. When's your birthday?
July 28th.
20. Okay, I'm July 6th.
June 8th, June 18th. So yeah.
Okay, yeah, we right there together. So, well, that's what's up, man. Hey, make sure y'all tap in with Audio Moguls Media. We are proud members of the Audio Moguls Podcast Network. A lot of dope podcasts out there talking about dope things. So music and technology ain't quite your thing. Like I said, I don't know why you're here, but I'm glad you are. But there's plenty of things on the network that I'm sure are right up your alley. If this ain't your thing, so hey, but I appreciate you for rocking through. Maybe you just like Mark. I don't really care. I'm just glad you're here. So we glad to have you with us. So thank you for rocking with us, man. Mwanje, you teaching summer school this summer?
Yeah, I am. I'm going to go back and do it. We're going to teach Summer Bridge Part 2. This is the second iteration of it. I'm gonna keep my comments to myself. I'll just talk about it afterwards because I don't want to get canceled. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for Summer Bridge, and for those that don't know, Summer Bridge is essentially bringing our eighth graders into giving the eighth graders the upcoming freshmen, I should say, an opportunity to kind of experience high school before everyone else gets a chance to, so they don't feel overwhelmed or they know where their locker is and how to get to their locker and all the different classes. But I'll put it like this: the new kids are different, and I'll just leave it at
that. Oh man, yeah. With you when you're right. With you when you're right. Well, hey man, like I said, we got a special guest with us because every guest is special. So we got Mr. Mark Peterson in the house, founder, CEO, lead designer, illGraphic branding. Mark, how you doing, brother?
Man, I'm blessed. Happy that you even hit me up, thought of me just to come on here. So no, this is all cool. It's mad new. As much as I be yapping, I ain't never done nothing like this before. So
really
excited.
That's wild. Because it's funny. So, because I thought about it when I saw you, and we're gonna get into that one. But when I saw you did a design for the JBP 10-year anniversary, the jacket that Joe was wearing, and that's when it clicked. I was like, I remember like we ain't talk all the time. We definitely used to talk about the podcast, Joe Budden podcast. We talk about it like on social media and all this stuff. So that's why I was like, hey, that's super dope, man. Full circle moment. So we're gonna get into all that. But yeah, man, I'm surprised you haven't done this before. I feel like I saw you on something. It seems like a natural fit.
I did. No, my boy B Jones, Brandon. This might have been around COVID where I kind of did like something similar, but outside of that, I never really done much like this before.
That's wild. Well, hey, man, I'm glad we got you on, man. I think it's going to be a dope conversation today. So I'm excited about it. So I always like to break the ice a little bit. Man, I feel like I can't ask you like what's the best food spot in Milwaukee and why is it fixture?
I know come on, you already know the answer. You might get a tear out of me in here right now because we ain't even open right now.
Fixture not open? What's going on?
Man, the pub is not open. I'm not really at 1,000% liberty to say, but what was publicized and what was put out in the media. It seemed to be some type of like tax issues, you know.
Okay.
I'm hoping that they can get it all cleared up. We
Yeah.
all know the restaurant industry is interesting, but that was a spot that I made home, you know. Of course, they got some of the best wings and pizza in the city, but it's not too far from where I work professionally, over at Marquette. And yeah, just real great staff, great food. And it's crazy because that ties into how I even got introduced to Marcel, which I helped with the idea of the Ambition Center,
Yeah.
and all of that started. Me and him met. We had lunch at Fixture Pizza Pub. So
That's
that place is
crazy.
special. Yeah,
What?
no, that's a
That's
special place.
crazy.
So yeah,
I
that'd
didn't
be an
even
easy
know
answer.
that.
That was the icebreaker.
Yeah, I already
Fix-
knew. I was like, yeah, what's the best restaurant in Milwaukee, and why is it Fixture? I already knew. Like I thought about it. I said, but I can't tell.
Fixture,
Yes.
Fixture Pizza Pub. And
Yeah.
look, I hope he be back, man. When it's back, y'all gonna see me in there. First one in there.
I hope so, man.
What?
Fixture was fire. Have you had Fixture, Mwanje?
Yeah, like for sure. Like that was the
Mm-hmm.
spot. Like I had it maybe probably sometime last year. Me and my guy met up there for lunch.
Yeah.
We had we had wings. We had the wings. We had the wings. We had the wings.
Mm-hmm.
That was my first time having the wings. I always
Can't
got
lose, man. So look, we got Parmesan garlic, we got buffalo. We also got honey ginger, right? And if you really,
yeah.
really know, we got
I
the
had.
special wing made to chef order. You know what I'm saying? But that's for the elite members. You know.
It was crazy because I had the honey ginger wings. That was the first time having it, and
Yeah.
man, that's crazy. That was my first time having the wings there. But I always got the pizza. The pizza was fire. The
Mm-hmm.
stuff,
Mhm.
the deep dish pizza. Excuse me, the deep dish pizza was fire. Pizza was fire. So I didn't even know it was down. That's crazy. What?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't remember how I first heard about Fixture, but I do know Mark is one of the people I just used to see talking about it. I was like, hey, Mark, he know what he talking about, because I pulled up in there a few times. Like, hey, man, this is on point. The pizza was
Come
fire.
on, come
The
on.
wings was busting. Hey, it was. You think you could get you a good drink, and if I remember correctly, like it was Fixture was.
Yes, you
solid.
can.
And that was my
Solid
first time.
spot.
That was my first time actually eating in there. I always got everything to go, so I never ate in Fixture. So when we met up for
Mm-hmm.
lunch, and my guy met up for lunch, that was my first time eating in there, and that's crazy. I did not know that. Wow.
Yeah. So they've been down. I probably say since like I want to say like beginning of February, like that
Okay.
first second week of February.
Got it. So
That's when the sign went up, just temporarily down, and it's been temporarily down. So we hoping and praying that they come back.
Yeah.
Again, great people, always a great time, and just great energy for the city.
Yeah. No, that's what's up, man. Nah, thing. Yeah. Shout out to Fixture, man. Yeah, work out
Fixture,
whatever you got to work out. Let's get y'all back going, man. The city needs that.
man.
That's what's up. Well, I mean, I guess going along that line, since we started talking about wings, since we gotta take Fixture off the table right now, since they temporarily closed. So, what would you say is the best wing in the city?
Ah man, when I tell you I'm in a terrible spot right now. I don't eat nothing else. I don't go nowhere else. I put in. This might be, I'm talking like maybe every birthday for the past 5-6 years I spend down there. Like 75% of my free time is or was at Fixture Pizza Pub. Yeah. So when it comes, people be like, "Hey, where do you go eat now?" I'm just kind of freelancing out here. I'm trying to figure it out, just like y'all, you know. But let me just see who have I gone to recently that I know I'll go back again. I mean, I would go to the Nick and get their wings. You know what I'm saying? Get the little Nick style wings. They charm a little bit more. But I think that's just too cliche. I think people pull up and go to the Nick often. Yeah, we might have to spin the block on that one. Because again, I'm team Fixture. I'm pretty loyal guy. That's where I'm at, man. Until they come back, y'all know where the best wings at.
Hey, the best wings not available right now. So
they down right now. They down. You can go down the block though. We can go to Stinny's down the block. Stinny's, I rock with Stinny's. Them my people down there. Yeah, it's a solid spot. And I really just like the Milwaukee atmosphere too, though. Like I like being around bar settings.
Mm-hmm.
I love Milwaukee. I don't really go out to too many lounges or anything like that. So I keep it real cool. I post up in a little bar or something. And yeah, between Fixture and the Fixture was closed, I go down to Stinny's. So I taught Stinny's alive right here.
Yeah, Stinny's is solid. Yeah, I had Stinny's once or twice. I think the first time I went to Stinny's was after a chapter meeting, actually. Up there
Okay.
with DXL. I think one of them Fridays we would always go somewhere after the meetings. We put up the Stennies. I said, hey, I rock with this. I think that was before
Yeah.
COVID.
Yeah.
I think,
Yep.
but yeah, man, yeah, Milwaukee is solid, man. Like I say, I'm
It
down here in
is.
Charlotte now. But like I appreciated Milwaukee while I was there, but I appreciate it more since I left. Like this,
Yeah.
Milwaukee has like this. I don't know. I guess this vibe to it. It's just you can't really describe it. You just gotta kind of experience it. But it's
Yep.
Yeah.
special, man. Milwaukee's
How about
special.
it?
Like it got its own food scene that works. It has its own cultural scene that works.
Mm-hmm.
It's like just the social scene. It works. The sports scene is different. The Bucks had a rough time
Mm-hmm.
this time, but whatever. But like Milwaukee, it's a special place, man. I got to give it to y'all, man. So salute to
Man,
Milwaukee. Milwaukee will
respect,
always have
salute,
a
Yeah.
special place in my
salute
heart.
it.
So man, I always like to tell the story how I got connected with our guest. So I was thinking about this earlier. So I remember when we got reconnected, but I think the first time we met, I believe it was at the Botillion in 2014 at the
Yep.
Fister.
The only one I ever been to.
Yep. Kyle said, I'm gonna have to ask you. He goes, were you at the Botillion in 2014? Make sure I ain't tripping. But yeah, I think it was at the Fister. Me and my guy Nick, who was on the podcast last season, Nick Braden.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we were roommates that summer, both interning for GE Healthcare, and we went to the Botillion. Don't remember how we found out about it, but alphas, it happened. So yeah, went to the Botillion. And I want to say we were like on the elevator or something. You were on there, and we got to talking. You mentioned like BO,
Yeah.
Tennessee State. Yeah, we Alpha South
Yep,
too,
yep,
and it just went up from there. So I think that's the time we met for the very first time. But we got reconnected at Christ the King, and
There you go.
I think that was. It was either. I think that was after I got back from Connecticut. So I got up there in 2015 full time. I did a rotation in Connecticut 2016. And I think when I got back from Connecticut, I think that's when hold up. My timeline's getting mixed up. It might have been 2016 when we met. When we like reconnected. 2015, 2016. Right. It was at Christ the King. I remember Dia came in there this day. I met her too. And we was talking, we got to get up, do lunch or something. And I think we went to Skybox like a week or two later.
That sounded about right.
It was me, you, and
timeline in Skybox. Yep, and Dia. And look, I just saw Dia at church at Christ the King this past Sunday. So I'm still at CTK, born and raised in that church. And that's still home. So it's cool to be an adult at the church. Same church that you grew up in. Yep.
That's what's up. I know, and I saw somebody post recently at Christ. I think it was Men's Day or something, and you and your dad, y'all both suited up, and they put it up there. Hey, y'all look at how y'all looking.
That's my old man.
Hey, y'all say Dia. Y'all talking about Dia? Is she Dia Delaney?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wow, man. Milwaukee's so doggone small, man.
Milwaukee's small, man. You already know that.
Okay. Dope. Yeah, she was my she was a colleague of mine. She used to work at HFCA too.
Okay.
Her class I forgot she teaches. Yeah, all y'all teach, man. This wasn't playing, but it is what it is.
Yeah, that's the game.
That's crazy. I had said something earlier before we started, and I said her name. You didn't react or nothing like that, so I didn't think you knew who that was. Of course, you probably wasn't even paying attention to me. But yeah, okay, right.
Might not have heard you, honestly. We had a lot going on, so
that's true too. That's funny.
Probably didn't hear you, man. Man, so you know what? So that's a good place to start, and I kind of want to go down the Milwaukee road, but I'm a pivot. I'll let Mwanje bring us back there because he's good at that. So you went to Tennessee State. Just talking about what I know about. So went to Tennessee State University, HBCU right there for those who don't know, down in Nashville. Players Alpha there. I players Alpha at Miles College. So but went Tennessee State. Now you teach at Marquette University. So talk about that experience of attending an HBCU, but teaching in a PWI setting. Kind of explain that kind of that dichotomy, if you will. How's that experience?
It's one that I feel my educational journey has prepared me for. Like I said, born and raised here in the city of Milwaukee. And at the time, first home, staying with my granny, and I was able to take the bus from our neighborhood out to Glendale. There's a program here, a historic program in our city to really combat the inequity within public education or in education in Wisconsin. But it's called the Chapter 220 program. So my parents, I tip my hat for them just having access to whatever that information was at the time.
Yeah.
Because it afforded myself, my brother, and my sister, we all had an opportunity to go to school out in the suburbs, right? Which was a different experience, an interesting experience, right? One that I didn't really have an issue assimilating because I like people. And I started there since kindergarten. So it's not even like I had the greatest understanding of what made us different racially.
Yeah.
I just knew that it was some cool people there, and I like to spend my time with them. So I was able to make a lot of friends and to really adjust to just juxtaposing staying in the inner city of Milwaukee and going to school, you know what I'm saying, in the burbs.
Yeah.
So that right there, not having a black teacher from kindergarten through 12th grade, not having a black principal from kindergarten through 12th grade, being one of the few in a classroom full of people that didn't look like you, and my sister, who's 7 years older than me, they all inspired me to go to Tennessee State. My sister's a graduate of Tennessee State. I made my way down there at the age of 11 when I moved her down there, or my family moved her down there.
Okay.
And that's how I got exposed to TSU.
Yeah.
Had my mind made up that I was going to school there. And yeah, so I kind of got the best of both worlds, right? Where cool, I had this rigorous educational experience, and what they'll sell is diverse, but it was predominantly white, of course. But I was able to meet and interact with so many different people from kindergarten through 12th grade.
Yep.
College was the payback. Like, yeah, this is my time. You know what I'm saying?
Payback.
Plant myself with my people.
Get it.
To learn from my people, to see professionals that look like me. And it was a conversation with the provost of Vanderbilt at the time. His name is Dr. Lucius Outlaw. He actually convinced me to not ditch law school, but he caused me to have a perspective shift on what it is I wanted to do in my life after college. And in that conversation, he kind of sold it two ways. He said, you can leave here, you can go make you a lot of money, or you can figure out a way to maximize your time. And he said, there's no better field when it comes to maximizing your time than the life of an academic or an educator. He said, I'm off all summer, I'm off all winter, I'm off spring break, fall break.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, break, that break, midterm break.
Beautiful.
And he said, what you can do with that time, you know, is exponential, right? But if you find yourself going to law, it ain't like you're going to be Johnny Cochran right away. You might be at a desk pushing papers 80 hours a week where you won't have the time or energy to do anything else.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was in that moment that I followed my sister into education. I took heed to his advice, and I moved back home, and I got involved in NPS, and I've been an educator since. So it's going on 15 years I've been in education.
Oh, nice.
And that's going to be about nearly 9 years K through 12 education. Worked at Thurston Woods campus. I also worked in the Hope Christian System, which is a choice school here in the city. And after which, I ended up at Marquette University, where I'm not teaching, but I'm an academic advisor.
Oh, okay.
And look, Manje, another connection is Dr. Howard Fuller is a graduate, and man, he was actually director at the time of the program that I work for at Marquette, which is the Educational Opportunity Program, right? So just like y'all doing an 8th grade bridge for the rising freshmen, we do the same thing, which is, I was cracking up when you was telling me, because I know the foundation of it all, because we do it at Marquette. We take the graduating seniors, and they stay on campus that summer. They stay in the newest dorms that summer. There's no one else there but us. They get acclimated, and we really help them transition into that space. So very long-winded response, but it's a really cool journey on how I got to education. And not only that, Marcel is a big reason why we all on this call today. Yeah. But not only that, he's the reason why I got an opportunity to even get over to Marquette, in which me and him, we co-taught a business branding course.
Shout out to Marcel. You know, we live like about 20 minutes from each other now, even down here.
Yeah, man. He one of the most solid brothers I ever met, you know. So
yeah.
much love and respect to Marcel.
Marcel's good people for sure, man. That program you mentioned, was equal opportunity? Is that what it was?
Educational opportunity. So EOP
Educational
program. So
opportunity. There we go.
That's the upward bound programming.
Yeah.
That's all pre-college. You have educational talent search. That's 7th and 8th grade. And then you have student support services and the Ronald McNair Scholars Program, which all operate on the collegiate level.
Is that the program that DJ Todd was working with?
Yes. Yep. That is the program. Yeah. Well, no. To be fair, Todd was working for Urban Scholars, which is another Marquette success program, right? But when it comes to success programs at Marquette University, EOP, or the Educational Opportunity Program, what is now grown to be recognized as TRIO. TRIO programming started at Marquette University.
And I didn't know that.
Be recognized across the country. Yep. So Dr. Arnold Mitchum actually started that in 1969 at Marquette. So it's a really, really cool story behind all of that also.
Oh, I never knew that. Learn something every day. Shout out to Share the Vibes. I had educating folks, even the host.
Come on now.
Everybody got to learn something.
Yeah. I got a little plug in there too, because Mark, he just, like I mentioned prior to this, he was at actually via text message. He was at Howard Fuller this past Friday on the 8th for our decision day, and we have a lot of students that are going to Marquette. Some are going to, shout out to Sky Marsh. I believe he's going on a full ride.
And Sky is going on a full ride.
Sky's going on a full ride, and so a lot of students are going to Marquette. So this is super dope to just see how the city is connected, and how Marquette and just how we're trying to give these kids these opportunities so they can really expand themselves and really grow. And education is the way to do that. I mean, you could take anything, but you can't take there are some things you can't take away from someone, but you cannot take the education. You earned it, you did it, you got it. It's in your brain. And I always attribute the most of my success coming from my challenges that I had through at college. So I'm excited to see these kids go through.
Nah, man, it's powerful, man. We need it. We need it. And the youth need to your point. You know, you didn't have a black teacher. You know, first 13 years of your education.
Mm-hmm.
So it's important that that the youth see educators that look like them and can relate to their experiences. That's very powerful. You know, I still remember some of those early black educators I had. My first principal was black. Yeah, Mr. Turner. Shout out to Mr. Turner. He just passed away earlier this year, but shout out to Mr. Turner, man. Taught me a lot that I know just about leadership, by being a man. I grew up single mother household, and he was a steward at our church. So I watched him run business meetings at the church and organizations in the community. He was my principal in kindergarten. I know he used to drive the church van around town. We went to the church conference and stuff. He drove us there. We had a church basketball team one time. He coached teams. I learned a lot from Mr. Turner, man. But you're gonna be that person, and already are that person, I imagine, for so many young people in Milwaukee.
Oh yeah,
man. Mr. Peterson, man. Yeah. He told me I could do that, and that's dope, man. That's love.
Nah, for real. And it's like a hard split too. So I got anybody I worked with prior to going to Marquette, I'm Mr. P, right? Or I'm Mr. P. So even when I'm out, that's a decade worth of students. Hey, Mr. P, Mr. P, Mr. P. But then everybody I've met since I've been at Marquette, it's all first name basis. So they just call me Mark. So it's just been cool to work with so many young people across this city, and really to be in a position where, I mean, I have a student, Waj, one of y'all seniors, who's coming to Marquette through our program, that I remember as a kid. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Like,
you
know, a real life kid when I was working at Hope. So it's just so cool to kind of make a promise and tell students that you always got them, you'll always be there.
Yeah.
And then it's another moment in life where you're able to reach down and help pull them up to another opportunity, you know, for them to grow. So it's cool, you know, but that required growth. You know, I had to grow. I had to find ways to grow in my career, and I'm still searching for ways to grow. So while working at Marquette, I'm also, I'll be finishing grad school next spring.
Nice.
I got 3 more classes, 3 classes left.
All right.
And yeah. So I'm pumping for that, but just to keep growing. And I figure with my master's in education, that's where all my experience is at. I'll be able to kind of sit across the table and you know what I'm saying, and catch whatever job is open,
Yeah.
right? So I just
Yeah.
need my foot in the
Yeah.
door. So I'm really excited. I'm tired. I'm exhausted, but I'm really excited to finish grad school so I can continue to level up in this space.
I'm
That's what's
so
up,
glad.
man. Salute.
So glad you said that. I'm so glad you said. It's another colleague of mine, my guy homie. Shout out to Mr. Day. He's going through his
Mm-hmm.
master program right now too. He's going through Madison where he graduated from, and
Yeah.
but I hear it from everybody's like, because I want to go back and get mine too, and I'm just on the fence of like, am I ready to be tired? Am I ready to be struggling? Am I ready to go back to that hustle and bustle of school? And I'm like, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
hearing people say like it's so beneficial, and my goal ultimately, if I want to stay in education, is to go to the collegiate level. So just hearing you say
Yeah.
that, like, this kind of give me like, man, this might be it. That might be it. Going back and get the master's.
Nah. Look, it was somebody that inspired me. My boss, who's now living in right outside of Charlotte. Matter of fact, even
Okay.
crazier. She made me sign up.
Oh,
One of my reasons for getting the job at Marquette was that I knew that they have tuition remission, so they'll pay
oh,
a
nice,
Yeah.
good portion of your master's degree. You can get out right away your first day of getting hired if that's something that you decide to do. As long as
nice.
you're in alignment with your directors, they all are on board to help support you in that effort to attain more degrees. And yeah, it was her. She sat me down. Initially, I wanted to start my PhD program in psych, but she was like, "No, you should consider, getting this degree in ed policy or
Mm,
student affairs. It's shorter, it's a shorter commitment, and you'll be able to reap some benefits
mm.
sooner." And I'm
Nice.
like, you know what? I mean, I guess I'll give it a shot. And here we are. I'm already about to cross that stage, so it's just like, come on, finish
Yeah.
strong. But similar to you right now, it's all about exposure.
Yeah.
It's all
Yep.
about seeing somebody that's doing it and letting you know that, man, it's possible. It's long days, um, but it's possible. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely possible, and it's a short time. That 2 years gonna pass. So either
Yeah.
I was gonna have my
Yeah.
master's, or I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
gonna have my master's. But
Yeah.
that time was gonna go anyway. So it's like,
Right.
Yeah.
why not?
Right.
And I'm the
Right.
type, I do it in the summertime. I wanted man, by the time my undergrad, it was like I was already kind of behind because I switched from MSOE to going to UW Milwaukee. So, and there was a
Yeah.
whole battle there. They didn't give me all my credits for my classes. They gave me like 1 or 2 credits for a 3 credit class. That's neither here nor there. But
Hmm.
I was like, okay, all right, cool. Let me go and go to summer school. Let me go ahead and go to the winter courses, and like I need to get done. I
Yeah.
don't know what the rigor is like that for your masters, but if it's all possible, I probably end up doing that because I'd be like, all right, let's get it done. Let's just go ahead and get it done.
Yeah.
Get in mode.
Yeah.
Get it
You're gonna hit
done.
that ceiling. It's just growth. You're
Yeah.
gonna hit a spot where it's like, you know what? I'm doing it.
Yep. Yep.
That's all.
Right, what it is. Yep. Um,
Education is one of those fields where it makes sense for sure. Like
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
kind of like par for the course being in education.
Yeah.
No. So a question that came to my mind as you were talking, Mark. You've been in education. Say like 15 plus years.
Hmm.
At the I guess secondary level, and post secondary at the collegiate level. So
Hmm.
education is clearly, a core tenet of your value system, and
Yeah.
you're even pursuing your master's as well. But you
Hmm.
also, have a pretty good stint in entrepreneurship and getting some really good looks with the business too. Like the growth is obviously there. So no, I guess what's your message around the value of importance of continuing education? And I ask that because we hear all the time like, man, you don't need no degree, go start your business and be your
Oh
own
yeah.
boss.
Oh
So
my
like, kind of
goodness.
what's your message around that around
Okay.
that conversation?
So so I had this conversation a lot, be it with my line brothers, and as an advocate for education, I'm always advocating for education. I'm always advocating for college. And I guess I can answer this right twofold. So the first thing is that one thing I'm noticing, especially at a school like Marquette, it's about getting that grade, and it's about getting your piece of paper, but it's less about valuing education, right? It's less about chasing that curiosity of not knowing something and going out and researching and gaining to your own or adding to your own understanding just about life, right? And I view education from the latter. I just enjoy learning things. It's just that simple. And if I could represent anything, be it K through 12, any experiences that I can look back on and be like, oh man, I really learned something, either about myself or about people or how I interact with certain people. When I look at my time in college, I literally became a man, or the beginnings of becoming a man is that first gate of transformation of going down to Tennessee State University. My second gate of transformation was getting involved with Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, that also kind of echoed this core value of mine, which is education, right? Which is scholarship.
Yeah.
So now to be an educator, it's just cool because they see somebody. I'm older, but I'm not outdated. I'm very much alive. I'm very much up to date on things that are going on. I'm relatable for our students. So it means so much to encourage and remind students that education is important. And like Mwanje was saying earlier, they can't take it from you.
Yeah.
And that leads me perfectly into my second point, which connects it to your earlier part of the question about entrepreneurship and how I got involved. It works like this. Stepping into education, I knew I wasn't making six figures a year, right?
Yeah.
I'm a teacher. People clown the pay that teachers get, right? But like Dr. Outlaw had convinced me and helped me understand, I knew I had time.
Yeah.
Right? I knew every day I'm walking out of here about 4 o'clock. I know I ain't working on the weekends at all. I know I got this break, and this break. So now it's like, all right, you got some time to do some other things.
Yeah.
And I spent time learning. I've always been creative, and it was kind of like, all right, well, this had to be around 2015. Found out I was having a child, and it was like, okay, bet, yeah. Let's really figure this out, because it ain't just about you no more. And I did my daughter's and her mom's baby shower invitation, right? And I remember putting it on Facebook, and I remember everybody just asking, "Hey, yo, who did this? Who made it? Who made it? Who made it?" I'm like, "Oh, I did." You know what I'm saying? They're like, "Oh, you can do mine?" I'm like, "Man, yeah, give me $50." You know what I'm saying? I got you.
I'm about to say $50.
So that whole $50, right? That whole summer though, I'm on paternity leave or whatever, and I'm off over the summer anyway.
Yeah.
But that's what I did. I remember my first day, you know what I'm saying, where I made $1,000 like in a day, which is more than I would make in a day teaching. It's probably the most money I made in a day doing anything. And that kind of really, I was like, all right. And my friends that I was around, they was all hustlers, like one of my best friends, Rico, he went ahead and started Trusted Kicks, and I watched that grow from a digital platform to now the brick and mortar in the city. So I was just around a bunch of dudes that weren't necessarily preaching go get a job, but they was preaching find a way to get you some money, because there's some money out here.
Yeah.
And when I tell you, I hit so many walls like in this space of graphic design where, man, people that give you that $50, man, they'll work you for months.
Yeah.
Like, wait, what you mean? You done here? Like, no, I don't like it yet. You don't like it yet? You gave me $50. We've been working. You've been on my phone for 2 months. We're done here, right? So anytime I ran into a headache, instead of quitting, it was like, I need to find somebody else that's doing this that I can learn from to figure out how I can pivot.
Yep.
And again, it's that foundation of education, of having a desire to find information, like an obsessive desire. And I just learned how to keep pivoting and keep pivoting and keep pivoting. Because I worked with the club promoters and made some more. Now I might make $100 a flyer, so it's good, but it still had a headache. I don't want no headaches. So I had to pivot again. And that's when I got into logo design for smaller businesses. And it was in that space where it was like, oh, okay, I can really get down in this space, but I started to deal with alternatives, right, or competitors or other people in that space where it's like, oh, well, they only charge $100. Why are you charging $250? That was a
Yeah.
headache. Why do I got
Yep.
to explain this to everybody? So it was one sentence I came up with that turned my entire business around, and I'll never forget it. But I positioned my brand as the only firm that offers more than a logo.
Mm.
More than a logo helped me tap into my audience that I strongly desired working with. And those are people that knew a logo wasn't a business. Like a
Mm.
logo isn't your brand. There's so much more that goes into it. And I was able to find and carve a really nice space that there were no alternatives. There was nobody saying they did what I did the way that I said it.
Yeah.
And none of that is possible if I didn't have a desire to pick up a book and read about Steve Jobs and Apple, read about Phil Knight and Nike, read
Mm.
about
Good.
Elon, who I dislike now, but read about him and Tesla and read about these companies. Like, how did they figure out how to do something that everybody wants, right? And it's still
Yeah.
here over decades, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm a yapper. You know what I'm saying? My fault if y'all ain't know that, right?
Good.
But
Good. Those,
that
those
was
two
a
books
real
are.
good question, man. And stuff, it's so much stuff up here. But again, I'm always
Yeah.
reading something. Always, always,
Yeah.
always, always, always. So yeah. So in short, education is just I would be nothing. I would have nothing. Um, and I don't think I would be the best example for the younger generation if
Yeah.
education just wasn't a part of something that I was promoting and advocating for every day.
That's super dope. Yeah. I mean, there's something there that, oh man, is like you said, the biggest thing about education for me when I first started teaching in 2021, I started working at this um, upgrade media art schools, charter school, brand new. It was a startup,
Mm-hmm.
and I tell you, I thought I was getting duped when I first walked into the building, which wasn't even our building. It was only the founder and another teacher there. It was only three of us. I said,
Yeah.
"Oh, I done traded my job for this for this scam. I'm like it's a scam." But I was making like $20,000 more than what I was making working at the furniture company that I was working at during
Mm-hmm.
doing customer service. And then the first year went through. I'm meeting all these kids, meeting all these parents, having these conversations, and getting to teach what I want to teach, which is business and marketing and podcasting and doing all these great things. And then the summer hit. I was like, oh, I ain't gotta get up and go to work. I ain't gotta,
Yeah.
and I'm getting paid as well. I said, wait,
Mm-hmm.
no, this is crazy. But of course, with working there for a charter school and things like, especially a brand new one at that, it was different challenges. But
Mm-hmm.
to your point, though, back to you were saying that time you get is so valuable,
Yeah.
and in that between time, like I tell people that all the time that don't have a job in education, dog, like you can work on your business. You could do what you need to do. If you want to travel, you can travel. If you want to, kick it with your go to lunch with your homeboys or go on a
Mm-hmm.
date in the middle of the day. Like you can do whatever you want to do because you got that time. And I'm so glad you
Yep.
said that. Also in education too, there's this thing of being connected to the youth that keeps you young. And I think you kind of alluded to
Oh
that
yeah.
as well earlier. Like you said,
Mhm.
like you still tapped in, like regardless of being older, you still tapped in. And that's what it is. It's like you're being like I was on TikTok Sunday, and my students was on the chat like, "Mr. Thompson, what you doing on TikTok? What you doing here?" And it turned from what you doing here to, "Hey, Mr. Thompson, I just made you famous. I just shared the live like 3 or 4 times." I'm like, "Appreciate you. Like, thank you."
Love right there. I need that. Good
I
looking.
need that. So it's so much value there. Like if you're not a teacher in some aspect, you kind of don't understand. But especially teaching professionally, like that those summers, those time off, that it just makes a total difference. I'm glad you mentioned that, and I love that you mentioned those two
Yeah.
books. I just recently finished reading those, the Steve Jobs and the Phil Knight Shoe Dog, and the Steve I said Phil Phil Knight's Shoe Dog and
Yep.
Steve Jobs book, man. It was super. Both of those were really phenomenal. Phenomenal book.
we can go we can go book crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like we can go book, and we can
Yes.
do it. We can say that for off the grid, man. Because a matter of fact, I have copies of a book. I was teaching with Marcel, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there was this man, his name is Blair Enns, and he's the one that really helped me transform my design company, right, into more of like a strategy
Mm-hmm.
company.
Yeah.
But I learned so much just about positioning, and so much about man, how to talk. You know what I'm saying? How to win
Yeah.
business before the work even gets started. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and how
Yeah.
to make sure that you're getting compensated for all the services that you're about to do. But one day I just happened to write the guy on Twitter.
Hmm.
I carry that book around all the time. But I wrote him one day and I'm like, look, hey, I'm teaching a course this fall semester to a group of high schoolers about branding. And you know, how much would it cost? Because I'm at Marquette now, so I'm ready to put
Yeah.
something on the Marquette tab. Like, how
Yeah.
much would it cost for me to get X amount of copies of the book? Man, this man wrote me back. He said, "Don't worry about it." He said, "I'm gonna send you 100 copies. Like,
Sheesh.
just keep doing what you're doing." I'm like, for real?
Nice.
So I carry that book around. So I got a copy of that book for both of y'all. But this book, it's one that I just continue to go back to. It's a great resource. And it'll help anybody, especially in a creative business,
Yeah.
because people like to play with us.
Yes.
My
They
Talk
Lord.
they like
about
to
it.
what they play on our enthusiasm. Like, hey, I got this artist coming in town, or I got this artist that want to interview with you, or this I got this person that's throwing an event. They need a DJ, and I'm not gonna hold you. It do be exciting. Like, huh?
Yeah.
Wait, I get a chance to work with who? Like, oh man. But they take that, and once they see that you're excited, they are really good at working you to the bone, not paying
Yep.
you.
Yep.
And this book and this author, I mean, he has a few more books after the one I'm gonna give y'all, but it's called The Win Without Pitching Manifesto.
Yep. Okay.
With that picture manifesto.
Absolutely insane, man. I got you. So, Janky, I'm gonna send you yours, Mwanja. We're gonna have to just connect. I'll pull up the
Yep.
Fuller. I got you.
Appreciate you.
So no, I appreciate that, brother. Yeah,
Man, knew that,
reading
knew that, knew that.
reading is one of the things I've not done a good job about. My disappoint. That's probably the one disappointment my mama has in me. I just was not a reader
Yeah,
growing up. I was until like third grade when the books got to be
yeah,
more than one sentence on a page. You know, then
yeah,
no, it wasn't quite my thing anymore. But I did read a book towards the end of last year. Shout out
yeah.
to Audia Young up there, Bishop Young's wife in
Mm-hmm.
Milwaukee. But she sent me a book. She actually sent me 3 books. I need to read the other 2. But one was, I think it's Discerning the Voice of God, because I've just been on just like
Okay.
a different spiritual journey here lately. It was just dope just to get back into a book again. So yeah, I have
Man,
much respect to all the readers out there, and I need to do a better job. But people always think I'm a reader because I was like
yeah.
valedictorian of my college class. I was salutatorian in high school, had the 4.0s, but I was like, yeah, I read what I had to read. So
Read what you had to do.
Dude.
Mine grew in college. And look, I read so like it's the most I read exactly how I think. I'll
Mm,
read something until it stops me and makes me think. Or I
yeah,
got to do another leg of research to understand what I just read.
Mhm.
And while I'm over there exploring something else, man,
something
something else done set off, and then
else.
something else done set
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
And I may have like a 10, 15 book rotation where I'm just bouncing around between these books. And to me, that's reading. It ain't
Yeah,
it ain't it ain't no one way to skin a cat.
right.
And I've gotten so deep into it where it ain't even really that much stuff to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's some core themes that a lot of books center around. I like
Yeah.
to find the best ones in a certain theme, and I just keep going back to it like a good movie. Like,
Mhm.
now I'm gonna keep going back to this one. So yeah. It ain't no one way to read. So you read at your pace, you read your way, and that's what turned me into a greater reader when I kind of broke free from the I got to read this cover to cover type of mentality. Now
Yeah. Yeah.
there are some books that I do enjoy and I will read cover to cover, but yeah, no, like ain't no one way to do this. You do what work for you.
No, that's
That's
real. And we're gonna come back to illGraphic in a second. But yeah,
Yeah,
man, I just, as you're talking, I'm thinking about the conversation earlier, just about like, as to go from, you had no black teachers, kindergarten through
yeah.
12th grade, and now you're that guy for like so many young people in Milwaukee.
It's crazy.
And like I'm hearing you talk about like the way you were just talking got me wanting to go read some books now. Like that ain't my thing, but I'm just imagining like what if I had like the young black cool dude, you know, just talking like this about books and reading growing up, just that influence is so powerful, and I think that's one of those things. Like I don't know if you even fully contextualize like the power in that, and like how impactful like you really are by doing that. I'm just imagining like just some of the programs we had growing up, some of these classrooms. If you had the person in there that was young enough that you felt connected to them, that had just enough swag, we was like, hey, that's somebody I wouldn't mind emulating or being like when I grow up. And you get that, you ain't talking about women, you ain't talking about rappers, sports. You talking about, man, these books, man. I read this book and that book. Like it starts to change the dynamic of our communities, like in a way that we don't quite understand. Like that is so powerful. So I had to call that out.
I appreciate that, man. For real, it's a real rewarding space, you know. And people, as long as you in it for like the right reasons, man, it ain't no work for me. You mentioned just spirit, man. That's what I'm here to do. You know, I'm here to help. This is how I serve. You know, and I just feel like I made God proud by serving His kids, and in turn, that's the families. I grow close with families just for helping kids and keeping families together and showing up for these kids 10, 15 years later. Like it's man, I'm blessed. I'm overly blessed, and I feel that that's a large part of it because I spend my day to day just trying to help these kids out.
That's it. Well, the thing about it is definitely needed. And so to your point, we're talking about books and reading. I have to stamp this here. Making books cool again is what we should be doing. But the thing is though is that, and I don't have the stat in front of me, the kids that we're serving now can't read. And that's the struggle that we have to understand, because a lot of kids, I give an example. Like we have our 11th grade English teacher. She was fighting to get audiobooks because kids can't read, so they have to get the audiobooks. And I will admit that for me, like I didn't personally read Phil Knight or Steve Jobs. I just did the audiobook because I'm always on the road. But I do have the books. But I do have but I always keep a copy of the book, so I can always go back, and if I want to highlight some things or go back to a chapter, I can do that because I have the luxury, because I can read. You know, if I have to sit down and read, I can read. But the kids nowadays don't know how to read, and I think it's such a unfortunate thing. But also, I think it's on a we talked about the spiritual level. I think that's like an attack of the enemy, man, because it's like, how further could these kids be if they knew how to read, if they knew how to go into a portal and go into a world what they've never experienced before through a book? Yeah, you can do it through a TV show, but when you read, you use your own imagination. You read these stories. I remember growing up in going to Riverside University High School, and I'll never forget her because she gave me this like yearning for Greek mythology. Like she taught, her name was Miss crazy white woman, by the way, crazy white woman. She used to use her ex-husband, because we all around the same age, so you know the overhead projector, right, with the little white.
Oh yeah.
So she used to use her husband drawers to wipe off the projector. Her ex-husband drawers. It's crazy, but she had us reading Macbeth. She had us reading one of my favorite Greek mythologies today still, Oedipus Rex. He had us reading the Odyssey, and like because
the
of
Odyssey
her,
about to drop.
Yes, bro, I saw that. It's crazy. That's crazy. And a lot of people want to see that because they do. Growing up, they had to read that book. So like that power of wanting to read, and then like when I watch the movies and I see the movies of Greek mythology, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember reading about that. Oh, that's Cyclops. Oh, that's that's such, and this that this that and the other. So that's a Cyclops or whatever. So I think that's the struggle that as teachers now from the elementary on up, is the kids don't know how to read. They don't know how to. And so we got to try to figure out how to get the love for reading back, and then but also teaching them how to read. 'Cause tomorrow so by the time they listen to this episode, it'll be way beyond. But tomorrow is May 12th. May 12th at our school is the map. They have the map test. The two tests they're gonna is reading and math.
Mm-hmm.
And I already know I got students that are gonna be like, the reading part. And it's like you could teach different strategies, but if you can't sit down and read the word and understand what that word means, what it means to say interpolation or whatever the word is, if you don't understand that, you're gonna struggle. You're gonna be frustrated. Put your head down, or you're gonna rush through it. You know, and in those type of tests, they pin on for rushing. And so it's like, man. So we got to figure out how to get back to reading. And I don't know if it's getting Pizza Hut or Fixture when you come back. Can we get, can we do like 10 books and something?
The thing is, again, these kids, they are so different. And I feel that finding that personal thing between you and like, all right, no, okay. He a little anime kid. Like, say, like, I'm in the anime too. I don't really watch his show, but I'm gonna watch his show, and I'm gonna work that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna figure out something we can do with that. Where now we have a close relationship, and now a student is even open to even receiving something that I'm hoping work on to get better at, right? And because I had to learn that the hard way. Because it's like, yo, I'm mad, I'm cool, like. Off top, right, in a room full of 30, I had 20 kids, 25 kids right away. That's just like, all right, we rocking with dog. But I always had like at least 5 of them where it's just like, bro, shut up. Ain't nobody trying to hear all that all the time. Like, dang, like, what is it? And what I gained, just over time, I just learned that, man, you really got to gain their permission, right, to inspire them. You can't just go up inspiring somebody to do something that don't even recognize a challenge that's in front of them. I can't inspire somebody to buy a lawnmower if they ain't got no front yard, they ain't got no like shut here every day trying to sell me this lawnmower. I don't even know why I need it, right?
Yeah.
And I approach education the same way. Like I read books, marketing, and as an educator, I'm selling education. I'm selling knowledge.
Yeah.
How can I get my customer to have enough interest, right?
Yeah.
To even listen to me on why this can benefit them. So again, right, like taking everything and finding a way to connect it. And that's what like illGraphic is about. And that's something that's just the most true thing to me. It's just making connections between ideas and people and opportunities. And I use like my web of books to do that. I feel like I can learn something from everything.
And the power of connection. That's what Shared Advice is all about. Connecting
that's
people.
What it's
we
about.
use music and technology to do it, but that's what it's about. And connection, power literally comes from connection. Like quite literally. You put a plug in an outlet. It's connection. Like it's literally connection. That's what power comes from. So there's literally power and connection. I ain't know we was gonna land on that, but that's all right. Come on, you preaching better than they saying amen.
Man. We cooking, man.
Man, so illGraphic, man. Let's get into it. 53 minutes in. Let's get into illGraphic, man. What is illGraphic all about, man? Let's break it down for the people.
illGraphic branding, again, it's more than a logo. That's what it is. And that was just my way of being able to sit across from somebody, knowing that they understand it's some more to this if I really want to do this the right way. And my favorite little metaphor was, and I'll tell it quick, but say we had a wedding, right? And you got 2 cakes. You got the beautiful, 5-layer white cake. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it looks amazing, right? Mm-hmm. And then next to it, of course, your family is there. Somebody drop off just a homemade 2-layer little double cake right there, hand spread frosting, whatever.
Yep.
It's time now for desserts. Everybody go line up. Naturally, right, they might gravitate to the beautiful cake, right? But if you cut a slice of that cake and you eat it and it's nasty, it don't matter how good it look. Matter of fact, you're going to tell everybody else, hey, don't go get that cake. Don't do it.
Straight up.
Okay, yeah, it might look good, but the other stuff, something ain't happened right with the ingredients. Something was off. And that now strips. It don't matter how it look. But now next to that cake, right, you got the homemade cake. You know what I'm saying? Where Granny took her time with it. know every ingredient like the back of her hand. Don't gotta measure it. It's all she put so much time into mastering this that the way it look, it ain't even matter. Because once you get a chance to experience this, you're gonna keep coming back and you're gonna tell everybody else to come to that one. So that is like illGraphic in like a nutshell. It's you can be somebody that's focused on the optics and how something look, but we can spend more time getting the ingredients right? We can spend more time answering 4 questions. Who are you? Who needs to know? How are they going to find out? And why should they care? If we can sit with these questions, go back and forth, argue about them, get each other like real sharp and how we articulating what it is that we're hoping to do or give to the world or provide for the world, man, that's the hard work and that's the work I like to do. So once I shifted my scope just from being like a graphic designer, because there was so many other graphic designers, I started to call myself a brand therapist. My own journey through therapy. I'm an avid reader in psychology. Carl Jung is a big favorite of mine. And like if I fast forwarded to like some of my more like recent partnerships and collaborations and relationships, similar to my story of the author with the books, I ain't never been afraid to ask nobody nothing, you know?
Yeah.
And like you mentioned, I done listened to this podcast for so long where I remember, you know, I follow the Ian, who is Joe's manager. I follow him. And one day I just wrote him like, hey, you know, I noticed y'all kind of rebrand a bit. Like, if it's ever an opportunity to design something, you know, let me know. I'll, you know, take a shot at it. And he wrote me back and, you know, gave me the creative type of, all right, bet. Yeah, I'll take you up on that offer. Yeah, dance real quick. Do something. let me see what you got. You know, let me see what you got, you know? And man, I'm gonna tell you, I got told no so many times, like for years, where stuff I was doing, I knew it was fire. Or I drop it in the community and I see the reception it get and I send them the metrics like, look, like people want it. Like it's already done. Like what we doing? And it's like, no, not yet. No. And then all it took was one yes. After that one yes, it's been on ever since. So me and Ian are really close.
Dope.
When the time is right, you know, we loop in Joe. I get to chop it up with Joe. Who's a great guy, you know what I'm saying? It's just really cool hearing him outside of the pod.
Yeah.
And, you know, I can kind of ask him about it. It's like, Mark, just don't believe it. Like, I'm an entertainer.
That's funny.
And Joe is an entertainer, you know, and he coded it, right? So,
yeah. And
then now from that relationship and from that connection and doing good work. And at the time where in my mind, I'm like, yeah, I want some points, you know what I'm saying? I want to make a % off of every sale, you know? But then having to really humble myself like, Mark, man, you know Joe's whole career and how long it took for him to get to ownership at this level. Why you think somebody gonna give you a piece of that off your first project together? Shut up and work.
Yeah.
I've always been somebody, I ain't trying to take the elevators, I take the stairs, boss. I ain't gonna skip a step. I'm gonna just work and I'll let the work speak. And then now that relationship, Ian is also the manager of DJ Premier's record label.
Okay.
So, man, I just hung up from Preem yesterday. I talk to Preem all the time. Like, that's my man's, right? So from the relationship with Ian and Joe, my work afforded me an opportunity to now work with Preem. Where my first conversation with Preem actually wasn't a good one. He actually cussed me the fuck out.
Dang.
Yeah, no, it was kind of crazy because I'm holding the phone and it's really like, huh? Is Preem cussing me out? I mean, my company's called illGraphic. It's named after Illmatic, and Preem produced all over Nas' project. It's so full circle.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, yo, I don't even care right now. Preem cussing me out. Like, it's all good. And but like I said, that all blew over. It was all cool, and me and him have been just locked in ever since. So getting to work with Rock Marciano, getting to work with my boy Ransom. Those are like some album projects that I did.
Yeah.
Currently working on another album right now. I won't say for who, but man, it's just been like, huh? Like, how did all of this happen?
Yeah.
One, it ain't nobody but God, and I'm just grateful that I had the fortitude, and He's provided me with the steadfastness to stick with something. He
Yeah.
gave me a seed and was like, take care of the seed,
Yep.
and I've been taking care of it, you know. So that's just another reminder that, man, you gonna get a seed, and it's gonna take some time. It's gonna take some work. This 10 years later, but people
Yeah.
see it now, and they like, oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
man, if y'all knew everything that took to get into here, you know, all the relationships, all the money I felt like people owed me or
Oh,
something,
yep.
but
Yeah.
you know, just stay humble, and you know, your opportunity will come. And the thing is that this gonna pass one day too. I just hope that it turn into something greater, you know. So
Right.
just do good
Right.
work, and like as far as illGraphic goes, anybody I've worked with, I've done good work. You know, I do my best, even if it don't work out.
Yep.
I've carried myself like a professional this whole time, and it just prepared me for opportunities like the ones that people are seeing currently.
Man,
No,
so
man.
so
A lot
so
in there.
so much so much landed on me as you were talking. Um, Dang, man, because I really wanted to ask, hey, why did Preem cuss you out?
That
And
one.
I
We
ain't gonna
can go,
ask that.
we can go there. I can tell it real quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, let's
It
go.
ain't
Let's
even
go
nothing
there.
too
Let's go there first.
it ain't even nothing too crazy, right? So I ended up doing a single for Preem and Rock. So prior to that, I was doing some stuff for Preem and Gangstar, you know, one time for
Mhm.
Guru, who's the other half of the group Gangstar. And they were doing like their 25th anniversary. That's how it all started. All that went super smooth. From there, they had a single, Rock and Preem, called Armani Section for a project that was later to come out. And he was like, can you do the single? I'm like, bet, you know what I'm saying? I own it. I do that. Splan. So they end up shooting a video for it, and Preem had posted the video. So in my mind, everything is everything. You know,
Hmm.
I can talk about it. So I
Yeah.
ended up just posting what I did for the single, and a part of it was the vinyl. But
Mm.
Preem hadn't announced that it was a vinyl coming out.
Mm.
Ah.
So mind you, this is my Twitter page. It probably got like a half a view. You know what I'm saying? It probably got like 2 views or something. But I end up
Yeah.
getting a call. I end up getting a call
Saw it.
from yeah, I got a call from Ian, and he was like, "Yo, we got to take that down." I'm like, "Oh, you know, I got you, no problem." And
Yeah.
then like a few weeks went by, and Ian hit me like, "Hey, I'm about to click in Preem. You know, he not happy, but I mean, just hear him out. Just say sorry, so we keep working." I'm like, "What?" So I mean, I get totally blindsided. Preem get on the phone, and he don't even say nothing. Right? It's just silence. So I'm just like, yo, like Preem, like what's the word? You know what I'm saying? Like peace to you. And then off top is just, why you ain't call me? I'm like, huh? How was I gonna call you? I don't know your number.
Oh no,
Yeah,
your
but no.
number.
So and again, he just gave me the lesson of, you know, kind of like don't post nothing unless we green light it.
Yeah.
He kind of gave me that little talk, which is good game. You know what I'm saying? He did it in a very respectful way, and it's a funny story now, like I said. But we've done so much work since then. It's just really cool to know. I mean, and I heard him. You know, he's sitting across from Elliot and B Dot. Like
Yeah.
to be on the rap radar and hear somebody you know revered your whole life. I've been in the music my whole life.
Mhm.
Be
Yeah.
like, yo, hey, and shout out to Mark. You know what I'm saying? The illGraphic Brandon. Woo woo woo. It's just like, yo, that's
Nice.
crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So yeah, I was just, you know, I had to learn a little lesson real quick. That's all. Ain't nothing wrong. I ain't too good to learn no lesson.
Hey, lifelong learner, man. Life of an educator.
Yeah, for real, for real, for real. So yeah, that's the story behind that.
That's so hard, man. I mean, one day I know his wheels turning, but I don't know. A
Yeah.
whole bunch was downloading them while you was talking, so I'm just gonna be selfish right now.
So
Two things that landed on me while you were telling that whole story. Because I mean, ever since cause so for one thing, you know, when we talk about being humble, putting your head down and doing the work, like I can attest to like you did that. Cause I remember when you started illGraphic. I was doing the
Mm-hmm.
branding, and one of the things I selfishly was going to say is there's probably two kind of like, let me say, turning points or major milestones, if you will, and just my understanding of marketing through
Mm-hmm.
life. One is a strategic marketing course I took at Miles because I was an MIS
Mm-hmm.
major, management information systems. So I had
Yeah, yeah,
computer
yeah.
classes, tech classes, and I had business classes. So
Yeah.
in my strategic marketing class, that's when I learned about marketing channels, and marketing and advertising are not the same thing, and like all the stuff
Mm-hmm.
that like really makes up what marketing is. So that was my first introduction to understand that marketing is more than, to quote you, more than a logo. So that
Mm-hmm.
was one. But second, at the Ambition Center, you did a workshop. This
Yep.
had to be 2021, 2022,
21.
something like that. Yeah, but you
Mm-hmm.
did a workshop around branding. I don't remember exactly what it was called. But it was like one of the first events Marcel did there. I said, I'm gonna pull up on Saturday. I'm gonna go check that out. And I did. I mean, you had the binder, and I probably still got it somewhere. And you talked about more than a logo. Like even
Mm-hmm.
to this day, like I think about what pricing packages. I think about some things you said, and I haven't quite implemented it all the
Yeah.
way. But I remember you talking about how, like you might offer 3 packages, and the more
Yep.
risk I gotta take, the more you gotta pay. The more risk you
Yep.
take, the less you pay. So it's like when you
Yep.
go back to like you paying $50 and you on my nerves for 2 months. So no, we ain't doing it no more. You gonna do the
Right.
Yep.
50, whatever that price is. You get one edit. That's it. You want to
That's
have
it.
unlimited edits? Pay for the premium. So,
That's
and
it.
I even
You
remember
know?
you saying like people have the things that they care about and that they prioritize and that they'll pay more for. I remember you giving the example like, hey, I'm flying somewhere. I want the cheapest route there. I don't care. Sit
Mm-hmm.
me in the back of the plane. I don't care. I want to get there as fast as possible for as cheap as possible. That's my thing.
Yep.
Some people want all the leg room and the free drinks and mimosas and the filet mignon. They're gonna pay for the first class. That ain't my thing. So like
Mm-hmm.
I learned so much about what it means to build a brand and like
Mm-hmm.
that hour or two with you at Ambition Center. I don't know if I ever told you that, but like
No,
that
I
that really stuck
appreciate
with
that.
me. I
Yo,
still
that's
think about that
crazy
to
that
this
you
day.
remember that. And
So,
it's crazy,
Oh yeah,
bro.
nah,
For one,
vividly.
I'm grateful to hear you even just recite that because I still say it
Yeah.
to this day. I learned it off from airlines. Like, I'm mad into Spirit and what happened because that's a whole audience base that
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
airline spoke to. They found a
Yep.
way.
Yeah.
Once you really understand your audience, that's how you can now bust it down. I knew the person
Mm-hmm.
that was trying to get something done quick, they weren't really trying to spend the most money. They just wanted what they wanted,
Yeah.
like fast. So now in my
Yep.
mind, I told myself, like, man, you at least got to make half your rent if you're dealing with somebody like that, and they only get a
Mm.
week's worth of your time. Now, if you can get 4 of them, right, and you can make half your rent 4
Yeah.
times, you done made 2 months of rent,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? So I'll take your headache. I know everything because I done dealt with you. I already know. I got something right for you. You get a week's worth of my time. After this week, I'm going to have it done. You're going to have some options, and we're going to be done. And if you want to work again, book me for another week, right? And then I had the people that don't want to do nothing at all. Like, hey, I just need this done. You got, I don't even care. Like, here. But now you putting it all on me to get it right. If you
Yep.
putting all the risk on me to get it right, you're about to pay me. Because if it go wrong, you're gonna be looking at me like you messed up. And if I gotta wear that risk, nah, you're gonna pay me for that risk, So I learned all of that by, through Blair Ends. But then he recommended like, yo, go study airlines and look and see how they price their packages and how they
Yeah.
speak to their audience. So now they even
Mm-hmm.
no question. Like, oh, I know exactly which one because that outfit fit me. So yeah. It's cool to hear that after all this time, bro, you still remember that. And I was, believe it or not, I don't ever show it, but that was one of them first times where I like put my name on something and kind of took my professional life as an educator and like tried to educate, through
Mm-hmm.
illGraphic to my community and other adults. Man, I was so nervous, man. It might have been like 12 people there. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it
If
was like,
that.
man, if that, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, you know what? I don't even care, man. Whoever here, that's who here. That's who's supposed to
Yep.
be here. And we gonna rock out. And it's cool to hear that something I shared, you still hold on to, bro. That's love right there.
No, absolutely, absolutely. And I even last year did a little bit of a rebrand with Share the Vibes. We had one
Yeah.
logo and connected with somebody I met through BDPA. Shout out to Sierra.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, hey man, I just need somebody to put some eyes on this website for me. Like cause I know it needs work, but like, I ain't got it in me to do it. And she sat down and we talked through the website, but it turned to a whole thing. Like with your social media, you should have a certain look and feel. I should see, I should see your brand and know it without even seeing your name. Like I should know this is you just because of the look, the feel, the fonts, and all that. So if you pay attention to the page now, like it's a different look and feel, but you scroll back like a year or two, you kind of see where the switch happens.
You see the change. No, that's good.
And it's subtle, but it makes a difference. Exactly, it's growth. It's growth. But when we was having those conversations, I remember sitting in that room with you, like when we changed the logo, and this is also when it goes back to trusting people that you bringing in to like give you expertise. You got to trust people, because when she first like suggested the new logo, had it just me, I never would have went with that. It ain't look right to me. I don't know, but like now I absolutely love it, and it makes sense because it fits the brand in so many different ways. It gives us flexibility to do what we need to do. But like it was just me trusting her, but also going back to what you said, it's like, a logo really should be simple. Like it should be simple, repeatable, easy to adjust for different because all this good stuff, and we get so caught up in we just get in our own way, man. So all that to say, you made an impact on me. I learned something from you, and here we are, 5 years later, and I'm still using it, thinking about it, and telling other people that stuff too. So keep doing what you're doing,
man. Let's go. Appreciate it.
Go ahead, Mwanje.
You had mentioned font, dog. I don't know what it has been lately, because in podcasts, like if I'm working with a podcaster and they want to do X, Y, and Z, and like you said, like if I want to take on all the risks, then all right, I'll take it on. But and that includes like building your logo for your podcast, identity for your podcast. But as of recently, I've been really obsessed over fonts, and so I was I just so happened to. Man, dude, like, so I was watching, and I don't even know how I got on here because I don't even watch Euphoria like that. I stopped watching it. So it's the new season out, whatever. And I just turned it on. And then the little scene happened, whatever. And then the Euphoria logo came up. I said, oh, I paused it, took a picture of it on my phone because I feel like I can get it through Canva or something. And but what I also noticed too is that I don't know if y'all noticed too, when it has the copyright symbol now, they don't do 2026. They do the Roman numerals now.
Okay.
So if you take a look at it, Drewski did it. That's what made me thought it. If you watch Drewski's last sketch where he did the London joint, he act like he's Look at the title of the movie that he did. And then look at the Roman numerals on the bottom. They don't do the copyright numbers anymore. They do the Roman numerals, which I thought it was super dope and it's super different. But what I was going to ask you though is, can you connect your experience from being from Milwaukee and living in Milwaukee to how you move now with these people that are from the East Coast? Like you said, Praying cuts you out. You from Milwaukee?
From Milwaukee. Hey,
what I'm saying? Like, talk to me about that. And these are folks from the East Coast where if they cut you out, I mean, they love you. If they don't say nothing to you, then they pretty much don't care about you. But for him to call you, be on the phone and say, I need to talk to Mark. Yeah, I'm gonna cut you out because I'm pissed off and mad. But at the same time, I'm doing that because, like you said, I'm teaching you a lesson that, hey, just wait for the green light next time and maybe move on. But talk about that experience of just being from Milwaukee, dealing with these folks from all over the world. And is how you connect your experience from Milwaukee to your business.
Okay. Man, Milwaukee is everything, man. Milwaukee is my foundation. Milwaukee is home. It ain't nobody that know me that don't know where I'm from. Look, they know I'm a diehard Bucks fan. I'm sweeping the Brewers in the mix now. Like, it's just certain things people know about me. And my introduction to that is moving away from Milwaukee, though. Right. So that's 2006 when I left home, and now I'm in a new place with a bunch of new people. Right. Like, I remember the first time in class, somebody from Memphis yelled out, "Screw me." I'm like, "Screw me." What is he saying? What are they? I remember the first time being across from somebody like, "On what?" and just seeing their face like, what do you mean? And I'm like, wait, you don't understand me? So I became a man, right, while simultaneously like having to do that around a whole bunch of different people from all over the country, And man, it's just a certain type of respect. It's a certain type of grace that you got to have in the space of like, all right, well, look, maybe you don't know how I get down and where I'm from, right? And I don't know how you get down and where you from. So I've grown to understand that in those differences, don't be emotional, but get your point across. You know what I'm saying? Like in the heat of the moment of that call, mind you, I ain't even care because it's just like, man, I'm on the phone with Preem right now. I don't care what he talking about. Like, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? But there was another conversation afterward, you know what I'm saying, with the person that I had a rapport with, which is going to be Joe's manager, Ian, where it's like, hey, all that's cool and all, right? And I get it. And I'm gonna work, you know what I'm saying, to avoid this from happening again. But there are certain things that need to be communicated on my end too. You know, I need to express to you how I felt, how that made me feel, because ultimately we learning each other too, right? And we need to work better together. You know what I'm saying? Like, so in short, yeah, my business is what it is because I've met people from all over the place, you know, that I've done good business with and they've been able to talk about it. But that don't mean there wasn't no differences. Hell, I clash with people from Milwaukee. You know what I'm saying? And now, even though we from the same city, maybe our experience as business people are different, or maybe our upbringing is different. You know, maybe you more confrontational or less confrontational. All of that's just a study in human nature. And boom, what Robert Greene, he got laws of human nature. That's a good one, just to kind of keep on deck, just to skim through, learn about biases and learn about emotions. And that's why I'm into psychology. So like I understand where I'm from, and when it's time for me to communicate certain lines or certain principles or certain rules of engagement and ways we gonna collab, I express that, and I tend to do it early so it can avoid all of the extra stuff. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, in that specific situation, man, I ain't care. That was Preem on the phone.
I'm glad you brought up Robert Greene too. I literally just bought the audiobook for Mastery. I haven't got a chance to take a look at it.
Robert Greene, Mastery is fire. That's a fire book.
And the reason why I bought it was because in August I'll be 10 years into this podcast and stuff. So I'm like, okay, what do I need to master more? And I'm excited to dig into this Blair Enns book because I think that's the next thing too, is that because podcasting is so saturated, how do I carve out that lane, to your point, like you said, with your business? How do I carve out that lane to say we're not just another podcast company? We're not just, we're not doing this. And I have an idea of how I go about doing that, but how do we set ourselves apart from everybody else that just get on the mic and talk about relationships and guys versus girls and all that stuff.
They love that gender wars. Ain't never gonna stop. And this random hot takes and this, but the mastery, you're gonna learn about so many different people and how they become masters in their own right. You know what I'm saying? In their own space. And there's so many lessons in there. Like I said, you're gonna be learning from that's why I read. It's like shortcuts. People that tell you, people be in their books, they tell you exactly what was going on, what they was thinking, how they made this happen. And you read it like, man, what? You know what I'm saying? So no. That mastery is a good one. I'm glad to hear you got that one.
Yeah. I first got introduced to him, Art of Seduction. My guy was like, read Art of Seduction. And I'm reading this book. I'm like, man, this book is evil. But if you look at it, if you really do like take it for what it's worth, it really is a good book. We kind of, first of all, I'm the charmer. I found that out. That's my archetype. I'm the charmer. I know it. I believe it to be, and it's not intentional, but it is actually just in my nature. And then reading about the other type, the rakes and all the other stuff, and the hot and cold, and then you got the sirens and all the stuff like that. I'm like, Robert Greene is cold. So then I just started buying all his junk because he's just a dope dude. But also too, tell Joe Budden to stop talking about Milwaukee. Because every time podcast, he always got something to say about our Milwaukee man. And I don't like
Joe got Joe, like I said, man, Joe on his way to get married, man. So I ain't even gonna say nothing about my past. But Joe always got something foul to say about my city, man. I'm gonna holler at bro.
Yeah, Milwaukee Eights.
Man, what? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, I remember that,
Well, New
man.
York.
Joe was hilarious. I'm telling y'all that much though, man. Joe is a funny guy, man. For real, he's really good at that. He's good at what they do.
Yeah. Him, Charlemagne, they are very polarizing figures. Like I said, those are the people that going into this podcasting space I've studied, because obviously Joe's doing it at the high level, and Charlemagne is doing it at the high level. So, dope people to and I actually got a chance to meet Charlemagne when we did the 2017.
He was here. I remember that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, met him backstage.
I remember
the
that
podcast festival.
Yep. I remember that.
I don't know if he's still with Wax now, but I know he was with Wax, and just seeing all the people that, you listen to the podcast, you finally see him like, wow, this is crazy. Wax is tall. But no, I had one more question as well too. This is a kind of an off-topic one, but you don't have to give the whole sauce. But I'm just curious. One of the things I've struggled with in my business has been pricing, and you kind of alluded to this as well. You talk about the risk factor, and I think I'm going to start thinking about that as well too. How much of a risk could I take? Talk about your early journeys of dealing with pricing. Like you said, you started off, $50 here, and then next thing you know, you made $1,000 a day. What was that thing that kind of just clicked for you? And was it the risk factor, or was it something else too that kind of combined combined with the fact that, hey, like if I price this high, I might not get this customer. And I think for me, that's probably one of the issues that I run into, is that I want to try to get all the customers I can, but at the end of the day, I can't. So how did you navigate through that?
I feel like so in the early stages, again, it was just a number. I'm like, man, give me $50. At that time, I didn't have, I didn't have any expenses, right? I didn't have to pay for anything. And it's not like I still have a tremendous amount of overhead, right?
Yeah.
But I'll probably say my relationship with Marcel, he was the first person that really kind of was just like, he introduced me to grants, right?
Nice.
He introduced me to a different type of audience, where the question, it wasn't more so what do I charge, but the question started to shift to what is the budget for this project, right? And that's where now the onus doesn't fall on me, right? What my main mission was finding a fit, finding a way that we can be valuable for one another.
Yep.
And once we both can reveal how we can be valuable for one another, I had my pricing broke down into 3 tiers. And this might even be like, it's about 5 years ago. So this is COVID, but this was my first major pricing change from what I initially did, which is just like $50 or like $100 or something like that, to and again, that is a long time at me locked in at these type of rates, right? Where if I wanted to grow, and it all became, it all boiled down to how well I kind of articulate my services, how many alternatives could also say that they do the same thing that I do in the way that I say it. Because if I have alternatives, then somebody can easily say, hey, well, look, they only charge this much. And then, the short answer is, well, okay, go over there. But if you are a full-time, if you're a full-time entrepreneur and you got bills, I don't want you to go over there. So you know what? I'm a fold. I'm gonna meet you where you at. And every time I did it, I would kick myself, because it's like, bro, they about to stress you out. But then during COVID, I wasn't teaching. I was only running my business. And I'll kind of circle back to that point. But the first pricing change I made, like I mentioned, my lowest tier, you got a week's worth of my time. My middle and third tier, they got a month worth of my time. That first package, it was half my rent at the time, which was like $500-$600 or something like that. And you would get a week's worth of my time. You would get one phone call with me initially, just to give me all of your insight information, what needs to be included, We kind of had that diagnostic kind of talk. And that was that. I need my $500 up front, right? I don't want no 50%. I want my money up front. A week later, you're gonna get the result, and we're gonna be square. That middle group, which became my target, that's what I really wanted to work with. There was an equal collaborative effort, right? Where we're gonna talk once a week for the entire month, right? So now in my mind, it's like, all right, bet. Well, yeah. I ain't gonna bust their head. I'll just do a G because that's who I really kind of want anyway, because I can manage more of those. Say I got 2 clients, I can make an additional, I can make 2 G's that month. Or if I get 4, I can make 4 G's that month. That'd be a smooth month on my own.
Yeah.
And then that last anchor or that highest anchor, it was just the same thing, but you get 2 calls a week. And what made it really cool is that I ended up getting this partnership with this printing company. It's called moo.com, and they did business cards. So this was around the time business cards was still like a thing, and people, they weren't into dot cards and stuff like that yet. Yep. And that last anchor, you got access. So I would give people samples through there, which now comes out of the premium, right? But it's kind of all bundled into that $2,000 a month. So it sounds like you're getting more. Not only are you getting your digital design and things of that nature, we're also taking your logo and putting it on your marketing products and promotional products that you need. And I can give you a nice sample of that, which ain't cost me much, but for them, that was a good look.
Yeah.
And now you can decide whether you want to go ahead and order it in full, and I'll just link you with my rep from that company. So it came with me studying my audience. I'll share with you the book that helped me with that the most, but I literally made 3 columns for each tiers of my audience, and I spoke to things that I know that they value. And from there, coupled with my time that I have been doing it, I could sit across from somebody and say, I need 2 G's, and that's what I would get. And it's gotten to a point now where I'm comfortable, where my MLE or like my minimum level of engagement, like, yo, I need 5 G's, just for this project. And it just takes your ability to converse about it, because the next question is, well, why?
Right.
And if I can really confidently respond to why, if I can outline the work that I'm doing. And then not only that, I heard this story about, like Picasso sitting in the park one day, and I'm not sure if it was Picasso, but an artist of that, fabric, just outside, and somebody coming up like, yeah, can you draw me something real quick? And they draw a sketch of the person. It take them 10 minutes. They ask how much, and it's like, yo, I need $50,000. And they're looking like, huh? $50,000? But it's like, yo, you think you paying me for this? You don't know how much knowledge, how much insight, how many conversations, how many failures, how much has gone into what I'm able to do in this short period of time. And it's a certain confidence that comes when you do take the stairs and you do all of that work. And again, you may lose. Some people may say no, but the times that you win, it just gives you more confidence that there is an audience of people that will pay the rate that I'm striving to charge. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's not like I'm charging this to go buy some yays or nothing. Like, I'm trying to get a new screen printer, or I need a new MacBook, or I need a whole new, I need a whole new camera setup. I need a whole new mic setup. Like, I got overhead. That was my thing that I learned at Ambition Center, where me and Marcel, I helped him with Ambition Center. I didn't even want no money. I needed an office space. I'm like, bro, just let me get in the office. I'll come work for free. I help with whatever you need, but I need a space. I can't work at home. I gotta work somewhere else. So sometimes it wasn't even monetary, but me getting that office led to me getting a $10,000 grant. And the first thing I did, Marcel kind of, he prorated my and gave me a nice little discount, but he put me in position to get 10 G's. I ain't never make that much money before. First thing I did was pay him back. Like, nah, bro, like, I appreciate what you did for me. I got this money in my pocket. I want to make sure that I make you whole. And like, it just, your experience, I can give you like some things to practice that helped me. But yeah, it was just time and my ability to articulate how I can make somebody else valuable. And then my discernment to know who could also in turn make me a little more valuable.
That's so good. That's so good. That's yeah. That's
man.
that's heavy right there. There's so much wrapped up in that, man. That's man because we're like conditioned to focus on numbers so much, but
Yeah.
we don't spend enough time getting educated on value, and
Yeah.
that's the difference between like successful business people and people that's just trying to figure it out is yeah you know the price you want, but what's the value you're giving? Because people
Mm-hmm.
pay for value.
Mm-hmm.
People buy stories, and people pay for value. That's what it is. So,
Yep.
and you have to understand what your audience values. And
Yep.
that varies from person to person, place to place, all that good stuff. So man, it's so much wrapped up in that.
Nah, for real.
That's
Man,
that's
And
a
this
I,
is a
whole
I'm
good
gonna point
conversation.
conversation.
out. I'm gonna point out just that whole thing about me wanting some percentage of a sale, and
Yeah.
then me having to have enough. Like I remember talking to my mom's, who's an accountant and deals with a lot of money and contracts, and where it's like maybe it's just not the time for it. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
just keep doing good work. You know,
Yeah.
the first number I said, I got, and then now that became like, okay, moving forward, if I do good work and they keep calling me, that's what I'm gonna make. So
Mm-hmm.
I could try to charge. I could have sat there like, yeah, I need 30 G's for this whole project, and they probably would have told me no. But instead, I set a number that was fair. I got that number, which was more money than I had ever made, and then my phone keep ringing because it's like, yo, just do good work. And that ain't to say that
Yep.
every project is perfect. That ain't to say
Right.
Yeah.
that we don't ever have to, get back on track and get back in line, or like it's a relationship. It's all work. But I ain't trying to take advantage of nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I know what I ask for. That's I know it's people that can and that will pay it. And then it's still people that hit me up that's done help me when I ain't have nothing, and they'll call me and they need something. I got you, bro. At the same rate that I always had you. Because when my business wasn't nothing, you gave me $100. You know what I'm saying? I had a kid on the way. You don't know what that helped me
Mm-hmm.
do. Yeah.
Right.
So I do my best to be fair and to move with some sort of integrity. And I ain't out here just trying to take people money and go spend it all willy, or go, you know what I'm saying, go to Turks or nothing. I take my money and I do my best to put it back or put it towards something else that I'm doing.
Yeah. No,
That's
man.
real. I feel
This,
that on a spiritual level, boy.
yeah,
Yeah.
man. It's so funny because you talking, and it's a beauty of talking to someone that is going through it, still going through it, but has got to a space where you feel comfortable enough to hey, this the number I want. Maybe tack on a percentage if possible. If not, okay,
Mm-hmm.
cool. This is how we're gonna rock and roll. Because the thing I've been going through in my mind, like I said, 10 years in August, this will be 10 years of doing podcasting. We started in 2016, especially here in Milwaukee. Podcast scene was popping. You had 72 and 10,
Mm-hmm.
you had TZ Talks, you had all these different podcasts
Mm-hmm.
going in and out, Sweats and Suits, like everybody was popping back in 2016. So I feel like I put in the time and the space, and I remember, recording podcasts, and at the end of the hour, like we an hour and 35 right now. I remember at the end of the day, oh, that was a great episode. Go back to the computer. Oh, damn, nothing even. I didn't record. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Or it was recording, but for some reason the audio wasn't like it was recording it, the waves and everything was going. For some reason, the audio got messed up. There was an error in there.
Mm-hmm.
And from there I learned like, okay, now every time I do a podcast, like Devin, he'll text me like, do a test. Like, oh yeah, you got to do a test. And
Mm-hmm.
so from building all that and making all those mistakes and spending all this money on all these microphones, over thousands of dollars worth of equipment, and I'm like, and I haven't really shared this publicly with anybody yet, but I'm like, where I'm ready for my awards now. Like I want to be an
Yeah.
award-winning podcast studio or podcast production company. And it's
Mm-hmm.
hearing you saying like you still, even though you've done some really great projects, and I'm hearing you talking to Preem, hear you talking to Ian, who's a super dope person. I just saw his interview on Your Leisure not too long ago, just talking about the
Yeah.
podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And then with Preem and all these guys that I hear on the Joe Budden podcast is before I even started this, I was listening to Joe Budden podcast this morning. So finishing
Me
up.
too. Let's cooking this morning too.
Yeah, just finishing up that Saturday episode. And so with Mona and them. And so I just like now I'm at the point where I'm just like, I'm ready for the awards. But hearing you is kind of like, it's gonna come. It's gonna get there. You just gotta make sure you continue to grind and keep it moving. So this kind of definitely put things in perspective for me.
No, that's really it. And I give you another gem too that I learned, because last year was one of the most successful years like I've had running this business, you know? Like it was insane. And then mind you, on top of it, I work 9 to 5, right?
Yeah.
I take my daughter to school, pick her up every day. Like, and this is admissions, like where I got 400 applicants and 60 seats. Like I'm under real life emotional stress trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like it's an impossible mission, right? And that's 300 families. You got to figure out a way to say, nah, like you're not gonna get the seed, and you know, like it's I'm in grad school, so like it was a lot on my plate, which is another reason why I would charge, you know, things that I charge. Because y'all just don't know what my 24 hours look like. This is a lot, and I'm grateful.
Yeah.
But I tell you, and I'm only saying it because we are Black men, and I know we got this foundation. But man, if it want, it's all God, you know, and it's all His timing. And if I learned anything, like I don't deal with doubt, right, and I don't deal with delay. Because I know the source of my idea, you know, and any of my ideas. I know where they come from. And I know he's just the source of it. I already know it's gonna happen. It's just a matter of getting out my own way, thinking stuff's supposed to happen because I'm ready for it to happen. You know, it's really just sitting back and just doing the work, like being kind and doing the work and giving Him the glory, because it's going to work out. It ain't no delays. And God's timing is right on time, you know. So Moise, keep this something that you can say. Can't nobody say they done nothing for 10 years. You know what I'm saying? It's a stretch for people to say that they went to school for 10 years. A lot of them get up out of there before then. So that's a testament in itself that you can hang your hat on, and you just, man, you continue learning, you continue perfecting your craft, you know, right? Stepping out your comfort zone. I already know you seeking information. You know, Ian, I was about to tell you what Ian gonna tell everybody. Get a Patreon. Why you ain't got a Patreon? You know what I'm saying? Like those type of things, you know what I'm saying? Where it is ownership early. And granted, I might only have 20 subscribers. You know, they give me $10 a month, but I mean, I got 20 subscribers to give me $10 a month. Like I ain't never did this before. Like I wonder how I can grow this, how I can scale this, and to see what Joe Budden did in this space. Crazy. Tell you, man, it's crazy. It's really, really crazy. I be looking at it like, dog, this is crazy. It's crazy. So, that's just a real lesson that I just learned, and it's even as deep as tithing. Like I wasn't even tithing on all my income. I was kind of just skating and tithing on the money I was making from work. To where I started being more grateful, you know, about my blessings than like grateful towards the source and who was making it all happen, and just handling my business as a Christian man. So this year, that's something that it's like, all right, we doing that different. You know, all the money, every money, you giving 10% of everything that come in. And let's see how God use you this year. You know what I'm saying? So
that's crazy.
Talk to a student today, just sitting back, reflecting, you know, not being in comparison too much, because that don't get nobody nowhere. Just know that this is your race and water your garden, you know.
Comparison kills. One of my favorite Jonathan McReynolds songs. Comparison kills. Man,
deep of joy for real.
Man, you know, as y'all were talking right then, you know, Habakkuk 2 came to my mind. That's how I was saying, you know, I've been like on this kind of renewed spiritual journey over the last several months, and kind of the scripture that really prompted all that was Habakkuk 2, you know, 1 through 3, where we talk about writing the vision, make it plain. You know, that's what we always like to quote. But you know, in it, you know, you read that verse, it goes on to say, you know, it won't delay or it won't tarry,
Mm-hmm.
but it also says, though it delay, wait on it. So it's like, man, what you mean? Which one is it? But you gotta think about it. It's our time versus God's time. It might feel like it's delayed, but it's
But it
coming
ain't.
and it's gonna come right on time. It's in God's
Mm-hmm.
timing. And that vision, we often think we say, hey, write the vision, make it plain. So it's like, all right, hey, I got this grand idea, I'm writing it down, I'm gonna do it. That's not really what that scripture says. That was Habakkuk getting the answer to a prayer in chapter 1. The Babylonians, they fighting all this crazy stuff going on. He's like, hey, God, what's going on, man? So he's like, all right, I'm going up to my watchtower, and God revealing to me what it is. So, hey, and God says, hey, write this vision, make it plain. So, in a certain translation, it says so that a herald can run with it. And a herald is a messenger, especially in times of war. So, it's getting this message. I'm giving you this message so the herald can take it to the right person and they can get it right. So like the vision, a lot of times we have our own ideas of what we want to do. But what I've been a little bit more intentional about this year, and why you haven't seen me talk about the festival as much, because I wanted to take time to really make sure I got clarity on the vision God has given me. Because that won't delay. That's what's gonna come. So Habakkuk 2 came to me, don't, hey, the vision's for appointed time. And when it comes, it's coming. So if he said it, you can count on it. So I'm glad. I appreciate you pouring into Mwanje like that, man, pouring into me and our audience as well, because that was something that we all need to hear in this time.
Yeah, man,
especially in the microwave era, the TikTok era, where it's instant gratification, and you got 3 seconds to get somebody's attention. Time is still valuable. Time is the thing, and you have to use time. So now, thanks for sharing that, man. As you were talking earlier, there were two things that came to my mind. One is study to show thyself approved, because you've clearly, like you say, been a lifelong learner, continuing to learn, to read, and getting all these degrees. But study to show thyself approved. So you putting in the work to really build that foundation, to have the knowledge you need to exceed in this space, but to be prepared when the opportunities come. Because that's another thing. We want all the glitz and the glamour, but when it comes, now what? Are you ready for it? So,
are you ready?
So salute to you for doing the work to get the knowledge and the wisdom you need to thrive in the space, and have the systems in place when opportunities came, you could handle it. So that's one. The other, our pastor is in the middle of a money series at church right now. And yesterday was Mother's Day. Shout out to all the mothers out there. Probably Father's Day when you hear this, but nonetheless, shout out to the mothers. But he was he came from Proverbs 31, which is popular scripture, virtuous woman, all of that. But it came from the lens of that proverb is one that wasn't written by Solomon. That was written by King Lemuel, and it was based on words that his mother gave him. So that whole Proverbs 31 is game King Lemuel's mama giving him. Like, you get you a woman, get this type of woman. So the verse and all that. But and that he talked about, as part of getting wealth and everything, said we all have gifts, talents, and skills. Gifts, the things God naturally puts in us, talents, those things that we kind of naturally do well, and skills like those things we work at, and really build it out. And he came from Psalms 90 something, but it talks about like blessing the works of my hands. So that was the other thing that came to my mind as you were talking, because you've taken the time to study to show yourself approved in this space, but you've also been putting in the work. You've been saying the whole episode, do good work, do good work, do good work. So clearly the works of your hands are blessed, and now those opportunities are starting to come through. So salute to you on studying to show yourself approved and allowing the works of your hands to be blessed, because now you're reaping the rewards of that, and continuing to inspire so many people along the way. So wanted to call that out to you. And the last thing is, we talk about being humble, keep your head down, doing the work. And I started to say this earlier, and I don't know where we went with it, because we do that. But like I say, we used to talk about Joe Budden podcast, like 8-9 years ago, and remember when they did the live tour in Chicago. I think you made it to the show. I wanted to, but the ticket was sold out by the time I tried to get it. But like we were talking about Joe Budden podcast show and all this stuff, and we would link up in Milwaukee, all this stuff, and then I just hop on IG one day. I was like, wait a minute, he designed that jacket? Like I saw this. Wait a minute. That's like DJ Print. What is going on? Like I was like, like it's like it came out of nowhere. So I'm like, hey,
out of nowhere.
Bragging, talking this, that, this. You just had head down doing the work. And I looked up one day like, wow, he really doing this thing, man. So I saw, no, before I hit you up, you were on my mind probably for a few months before that. I was like, man, I need to get Mark on the podcast. We just got to talk, man. I'm really glad we did this. It's been a dope conversation. So salute to you, brother.
Bro.
I had to get all that out.
Nah, I appreciate every word, man. I appreciate just the time chopping it up with both of y'all. Like I said, we done been in the same room so many times. We got so many just common relationships. Even from your short time up here in Milwaukee, you know, you done left everybody know you. You know what I'm saying? Like you weren't here just passing through. You came here, you built relationships, you've grown outside of Milwaukee, but this is always a place, you know, you can come back to. And I'm just grateful, you know. I'm really just grateful anytime I get a chance to kind of just talk about anything, really. Because again, like when it comes to just gift, talents, and skills, I think I've always just been gifted just with relationships and connecting. That's always been a thing for me. Creatively, that's been like my talents. And then skills, man, you can add whatever missing skills, you know. We got a world of information out here. You want to learn how to screen print, man, like you said, you got to be ready. Man, I could screen print in one color. I remember one design I did was 2 colors, and they called me like, yeah, we finna send you the blanks. Get it to us, you know, by the end of the week. And I'm at home. Like I ain't never printed with 2 colors before. I don't even know what to do. Like I'm about to mess it up. Like, but I did it. You know what I'm saying? Like I did it. And I added that skill. You know what I'm saying? So even about like being ready, man, be ready for the opportunities. But sometimes you're gonna find yourself even within the blessing, like in the storm where it's like, oh, I'm about to mess it all up. So just have that confidence in your ability and just try things. And if you fail, it's cool. Just keep going, you know, be kind to yourself, because you ain't none of this life stuff gonna be perfect. Everything ain't gonna go your way.
Yeah, that's real.
But no, I just appreciate the time today, brothers, for real.
You know, thank you.
Absolutely.
Really good stuff.
One J, any closing thoughts from you, brother?
Man, no, this is a great conversation. It just, you know, it's always great to talking with a creative, and just getting that knowledge and confirmation too. There's a lot of confirmation in this episode of just knowing who you are, where you're going to become, and you know, one of the thoughts that came to my mind was God is a redeemer of time. Somebody may be doing it for 30 something years, but if God says it's your time, you end up getting more from that little time that you've done, or, you know, or vice versa. Like you may be doing it for 10 years, you feel like you haven't, you know, done enough, but when it's your time, everything's going to start coming. So God is redeeming time. So that's really great. And yeah, man, just also too, the confirmation of tithing off of everything, anything that comes in, tithe off of all of it. That's what my pastor had just mentioned that as well. About a couple Sundays ago, he was like, "I'm going to take my faith to the next level. I'm going to tithe off of everything." So, yeah, man, it's a great conversation, man. It's really good. Something I know folks are going to come back to multiple times and take some notes from the books to the authors that dropped in this episode. It's definitely going to be great.
Yeah, and then look, if I could say I'm gonna say one last thing, right? Give me 30 seconds. We talked a lot about branding, but each and every last one of us, we mad unique. It's only one of you, you know. So those same questions that I ask people that want to start a business, and you can look in the mirror and ask yourself the same 4 questions. Who are you? Who needs to know? How are they gonna find out? And why should they care? And if you can find some answers to those questions, I feel you're going to be a step closer to your purpose, and this life stuff going to get a lot more fun, you know, a lot more interesting.
Good stuff. I'm going to take that and use that for a lesson. I'm going to use that for a lesson this week, man.
That's good. We got to make sure we clip that one. We got to get that one on the page for sure, man.
Know that.
Man, Mark, what can people look forward to? Know what you got upcoming? What should people be on the lookout for? And how can people stay connected with you after this episode?
Off top, y'all can definitely find me just on Instagram at illGraphic, illGraphic. And yeah, just in the streets, man. I'm outside, man. I got my anti-violent campaign that's up and running. Matter of fact, Howard Fuller, they just had all the shirts on. This would have been not this past Friday, but the Friday before or Thursday before is my daughter's birthday. And that took 10 years to see a school marching through my city asking why we still killing each other. And, you know, maybe I'll come back and we can get into that whole bag. But Instagram, you can find me. I don't really do too much while I said I'll be outside. Y'all can find me at Butler. I go skate on Sunday. that's about it, though.
I have been seeing you out there too, man. So
Yeah,
my
yeah.
daughter, my youngest daughter just turned 6 last Monday, and she wanted to go skating. And I was just sitting there, and I was thinking about you on the skating rinks, going backwards and everything. I was like, man, I be hating on y'all so much, man. It looks so cool, man. I can get around the rink. I
me
can't
too.
even stop good.
I don't even know how to
get
stop.
around the ring.
That's all you need, man. That's all y'all need. I'm telling you, been real, y'all, man. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
Yes,
thanks
sir.
so much.
Mark, thanks for coming and sitting with us, man. And hey, if you're still watching, you love us. Hey, like, share, subscribe, comment below, click that bell so you know we post you watching this on YouTube. Share this conversation with somebody. You've heard it now. You have no excuse. Share this conversation with somebody who you know needs to hear, because you know somebody who needs to hear. So share the vibes. Don't be stingy. Hey, we made it easy for you. Look in the description. We got the IG tag down there for you. So make sure you go tap in with illGraphic. And stay tuned for all the Mark has going on, and all these young minds that he's shaping and molding. And continue to be a great father as well. Like I said, it's probably around Father's Day when this comes out. So happy Father's Day to you, brother. Your daughter is 10. That is insane.
It's crazy, bro.
That's wild, dog. Wow. But hey, I got an 8 and a 6-year-old. So
man.
you know,
there you go, man. Send my love to the family, man. All y'all praying for both of y'all families respectively, and let's keep winning, man. Any time though, for real. I'm always down to come back.
Absolutely. Hey, y'all, thanks for tuning in. Y'all know how we rocking, man. Until next time, stay safe, stay blessed, keep sharing the vibes. Peace.
Peace.